Hello. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Rianne from Rianstagram. It has been a long time since I've done a video. Those of you that follow me on Instagram will have seen my recent post. My belly's getting bigger, which means I'm pregnant. Let me just show you guys my belly right now. Ugh. So this is my stomach at the moment. I am now 18 weeks pregnant. 18 weeks and 2 days. 2 days pregnant. So I am now in my second trimester of my pregnancy. And I thought it would be really quite interesting for some people who may have recently found out that they are pregnant or are just interested in general about my experience finding out that I am pregnant during a pandemic. Obviously the doctors were closed, etc. So I'm just going to give my my experience. I'm just going to use this video to just explain everything that happened to me from like the day that I thought, something's strange, to when I actually called the doctors and told them about the pregnancy, when I took my pregnancy test and things like that. So my periods usually begin at the beginning of every month, which is great because then I know, well, it's the start of the month, it's coming. So yeah, that is what I'm used to. That is something that has happened throughout my whole life. And yeah, so 1st of April. Yeah, 1st of April, I should have started my period. Anyone who follows me on Instagram as well would have seen that I was really trying at this time to get back onto my fitness because I had, schools had just recently closed, which meant that I wouldn't be at work for the foreseeable future because we weren't sure when schools would be reopening. So around the 23rd is when, the 23rd of March is when the Easter holidays would have started, and realistically that was just the start of the lockdown and start of school closures at that point. So it took me about a week, 2 weeks to just start to get myself back into fitness, because I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is the perfect time for me to get back into feeling fit, feeling healthy, eating properly, trying to get a six-pack again. So I was doing progress pictures from I think it was around the beginning of beginning of April, because I really just wanted to get my body back into like a toned form. It had got to around about the 8th of April when I started to feel a bit strange. When I say I feel a bit strange, I felt as though I was low on energy. I also couldn't eat properly. I was feeling quite nauseous. I remember, like, I've been keeping a diary of just how I've been feeling. I was opening the fridge door and just being like, oh, I could smell everything inside the fridge, and that was just making me feel like queasy and unsettled and things like that. So I wasn't really eating properly because the smell of things was just putting me off. And I also felt like if I tried to eat something, it's just going to come straight back up. I didn't actually get like I didn't actually vomit during this time, but I did feel like something was up. And also because of the nausea and me feeling just weak from not being able to eat, I wasn't actually able to keep up with my fitness at all. Like it's crazy because I went from feeling so active and like I had so much energy to just feeling so drained. I also started to feel tired and take naps as well, which is something that I have never been used to. I've never been one of those people that can take naps during the day, but I was taking naps like no one's business during this time. Okay, so anyway, fast forward to the 16th of April. This is when I bought my pregnancy test. I just got it from Tesco, just a standard one. It had 2 tests in there, so obviously one just to do, another one just to be certain. On the 16th of April, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I drank a lot of water, went to the bathroom, did my pregnancy test, came back positive straight away. I was trying not to look at it until the 2 minutes I think you have to wait. But I did it, and I just glanced and I saw the plus and I was like, oh my god. And then a little bit later I did the second test as well. They both came back positive very clearly, almost instantly, because I just glanced and it was a plus almost straight away. So there's no doubt I was pregnant. So then later on, obviously I went to sleep, I told my partner, etc. And when I woke up in the morning, first thing I did was I called the doctors to let them know. So that was still the 16th, because obviously I took the pregnancy test very early in the morning, 1 a.m. On the 16th. So I called the doctors around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I just let them know I'm pregnant. I was then told that I would have a telephone appointment with a nurse on the 24th of April. The doctor's surgeries were like partially closed, so my appointment was going to be over the phone, obviously because of the risk of the virus. So on the 24th, the nurse just asked me a couple of questions, just asked me how I was feeling and things like that. During this telephone appointment as well, the nurse had just recommended a few things that pregnant women usually make sure they continue with, such as folic acid tablets, and vitamin D tablets as well. So then after this appointment, I made sure I went to Holland & Barrett and I got myself some folic acid tablets, and I got some vitamin D tablets as well. The penny sale was on, which is excellent. However, I couldn't get what I wanted, because I wanted 1 folic acid and 1 vitamin D. The vitamin D wasn't in the penny sale, so it was a bit crap. I spent like £18 on those supplements, which was expensive. And the lady also did not give me the correct dosage of vitamin D. The recommended dosage for vitamin D during pregnancy is 10 milligrams. My tablets that the lady gave me were 25 milligrams, but I didn't find out until my second telephone appointment that was actually too high. The recommended dosage of folic acid is 400 milligrams, and that is what she gave me, so that was absolutely fine. But because I just like to be really careful, I didn't continue with my 25 milligram of vitamin D tablets, just because if there's a recommended dosage of 10 milligrams, I'm not going to exceed that, just because I'm careful. But moving on the 2nd of May, that was when my second telephone appointment was with a nurse, and I was told that I would need to basically talk about medical history, mine and also my partner's. So obviously he had to make sure that he was available then as well. The nurse discussed multiple questions, our ethnicities, whether any of our family members have like diabetes and things like that. She was more so obviously concerned about immediate family, like I've got both my grandmothers have diabetes, but she was more so just worried about people who were just directly linked to me, like my brothers, my mom, my dad. And then I didn't have another appointment until my first scan. My first scan, which would be the first time that I actually come in contact with somebody physically, rather than just audibly over the phone, During the second telephone appointment, I had to inform the nurse of where I want to basically have my baby, basically which hospital I'm choosing to go to. Also, I forgot to say, during the second telephone appointment, this was also when the nurse gave me the date of when the baby would be due. We were then told that we would get a letter through the post, which would give us the date of our first scan, and a letter came through. I'm not going to show you the front of it because it's got my own details on it. So yeah, it came like this, and then yeah, the front of it just basically said 3rd of June and 2 p.m. is my first scan.